The Snyder Cut of Justice League is an unprecedented piece of history. It's going to be an unprecedented piece of film history from now to the end of time. And I want to talk about why I feel so indifferent towards the DC Extended Universe, because I never was a fan of DC, and I never probably will be a big fan of DC. I know DC, and I like the characters. There are some characters that I really love. And from an outsider perspective, it's hard to talk about these movies without bringing in that fact that I just don't understand DC. But I understand DC to a point where something is not right with Zack Snyder's universe. Let's start off with Zack Snyder's Superman. Okay? Zack Snyder's Superman is supposed to be the backbone of everything that goes on in the movie universe of DC. And he screwed it up with one reason. Clark Kent and Superman are supposed to be reversed roles, okay? If you watched the movie, I think it was Kill Bill. I don't know what movie it was. Yes, it was Kill Bill. In Kill Bill, there was a speech given about Superman. And in the speech, one of the characters talks about how Superman is Superman and Clark Kent is the disguise of Superman. And that's Zack Snyder, when really it should be the opposite. Clark Kent is the human. Clark Kent was raised on Earth. Clark Kent happened to discover that he was an alien, and then he decided to be Superman. And that is the problem with the DC Universe's Superman. He is not a human. He doesn't act like a human. And he never will act like a human. And that is the unfortunate part of DC in general, or at least Zack Snyder's DC in general. All I'm really trying to say is Superman does not appear human, and the audience cannot connect with the character because Zack Snyder wrote him in a way that made him seem more than human, like more godlike than anything. And this presents a real problem to the audience because the audience cannot connect with a character like this, a character that tries to act like a human and does it poorly. And also, he's a god. You can't possibly lead me to believe that this person is actually human, right? Next up is Batman. Now, Batman was done perfectly. Everything about Batman was done perfectly. Minus the no killing type thing, but like, who cares? Like, I'm a Marvel dude, and the Marvel characters break their oaths all the time, okay? Like, it's nothing too crazy. You know, the people that say Batman should not kill are just complete lunatics, and they're completely, like, they pray to the gods of DC, and they're like, oh my god, they're like, they're crazy, all right? They're kooks, all right? Batman was one of the things that he did right. Unfortunately, and this is a big unfortunately, Zack Snyder had not established Batman. Zack Snyder had assumed that everybody knew that Batman existed in his universe, when really it just didn't work like that, okay? Think about it like the Marvel universe. In Marvel, we saw Iron Man 1 and Iron Man 2 and the Hulk, and that's all we knew about, okay? And then we learn that, oh, Thor exists. Like, okay. And then we see a Thor movie. And then blah, 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 blah. And then we get Captain America. And then we get the Avengers. There's none of that in Zack Snyder's DC universe. There's no establishing movies for these characters. It's like if they did Iron Man, if Marvel Studios had done Iron Man and Iron Man 2 and the Hulk and then just made an Avengers movie afterward. Okay, so we're expected to assume that, oh, Thor's existed this entire time, and Captain America, and oh, Hawkeye? Like, no, that's not how it works. And we're expected to assume that these characters think in different ways when we never see them established like that. That is the problem with Ben Affleck's Batman. We are meant to assume that he hates Superman just because he hates Superman, just because he has a dark history with Gotham, when we don't see that dark history with Gotham. Yes, we see a little bit of it in Suicide Squad, but like, it's Suicide Squad. Like, it was not good. It wasn't good. And that was only a tiny snippet of what Batman's history was. We don't see Joker killing Robin. We don't see Joker interacting with Batman. We don't see Harley Quinn's history with Batman. We don't see any of the villains' history with Batman. We don't even see Penguin. We don't even see the Riddler. Where are those characters? Those characters are vital to explaining why Batman just hates Superman. If we saw those villains before we saw Superman, we could totally, I would totally understand why Batman just hates Superman. Yes, in that case, Superman is just another promise. Superman's a promise of, oh, hope and good. But how long is that hope and good gonna last until Superman just decides eventually, oh, you know what? I think I'm just gonna destroy the planet. I go on for a while about this, but in layman's terms, there's no history to back up why Batman hates Superman in this way. And, you know, if we saw that history translated on film, Ben Affleck's Batman would have been phenomenal. Like, perfect. Hopefully, Zack Snyder's Justice League will fill in some of those holes that were left out. I highly doubt it, but we're going to see Batman and Jared Leto's Joker together on screen, like Zack Snyder had promised at some point. And hopefully it's done well. Because if it's done well, we now have an explanation for why Batman acted this way in Batman v Superman. We now have that valid reason. No, I'm not going to go into, like, Wonder Woman and Aquaman and Wonder Woman 2. I think those were good movies. They were perfect. They were totally fine. And there really is no critique of those films that I really would want to bring about, you know, maybe with the exception of, oh, if Wonder Woman stopped World War I, then why didn't Wonder Woman stop World War II? Like, oh, okay, yeah, that's just a nitpick, okay? There doesn't have to be an explanation for everything. It's ridiculous, okay? Sometimes fans are just ridiculous. Do I think the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League will be better than the Joss Whedon cut? Yes. It will be better than the Joss Whedon cut. I mean, nothing can be that bad. Nothing can be that bad. You know, honestly, if there was something that I would change, it would have been not choosing Zack Snyder's replacement to be Joss Whedon, honestly. That was just a horrible idea. And the whole reason why Warner Brothers had decided to choose Joss Whedon was because Joss Whedon had done the Avengers movies. And even then, Marvel had kind of had enough of Joss Whedon too. You know, Marvel was like, yeah, you've done 2 good Avengers movies. I think that's where we're going to stop with you. And then, you know, we'll have somebody else come on and do the other Avengers films. And Joss Whedon had said, okay, that's fine. And that's the thing, you know, sometimes you just got to take it and leave it, and be done with it. And I don't really think, looking back at it, that Joss Whedon really wanted to do a DC movie. I really think that Joss Whedon just wanted to be left alone. He didn't want to do any more superhero things. He had already done enough. He was working on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I think he got called and he was like, okay, fine, I'll do it. And he didn't give his all for it. And that's another thing. I don't think Joss Whedon gave it his all. It's definitely one of those movies that just... It's definitely one of those Joss Whedon movies that just didn't do it. It didn't work, like it did for the Avengers and Avengers Age of Ultron. And I think, I just really truly think that Joss Whedon just didn't give it his all with Justice League. I just think he didn't give it his all. But that's just me. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit like. If you disliked it, dislike it. Leave a comment. I actually do read the comments. And yeah, hopefully the Justice League Snyder Cut's going to be good. Okay? I hope it's okay. It will be fine. All right? To all those that are having skeptical thoughts about it, keep an open mind. And it might surprise you. Okay? I've been surprised. I've been surprised before. So yeah. Peace out, everybody.